WH T movies here. Now, since here is my review for another bad movie he's directed, and that was the 2014 film Exodus: Gods and Kings. All right, I'll probably take it back. The Counselor is a terrible film, but you know what? This maybe be another one of his worst ones. I mean, early 2010s, Ridley Scott had a string of bad films. Prometheus I thought was alright, but Robin Hood was not so great. The Counselor was god awful, and of course Exodus. And of course when he came out to Martian, I'm like, boom, yeah, Ridley Scott seems to be back because The Martian is maybe one of his best movies in recent years. Now I already talked about The Martian back in October, so I'm not. That's why you don't see my review here. But anywho, now Exodus: Gods and King was pretty much like a religious-based movie, starring white folks as Egyptians. Had Christian Bale, who's he's pretty much white, playing Egyptian Princess Moses here. So yeah, and Ramis, played by Joe Edgerton, are like raised together as brothers when like Ramis uh becomes like Pharaoh. So you really have a white person playing a Pharaoh. Yeah. Anywho, and Moses is like his most trusted advisor. However, Moses also soon discovered his like Hebrew parentage, and like you know, and Ramesses pretty much banished him to the desert and like often a death sentence. But God also has like a mission for Moses, free the Israelis from slavery and all. And I mean, this was just like pretty much a B movie version of the Ten Commandments. This was the Ten Commandments ripoffs all the way. I mean, it looks like they were trying to remake that really. But I mean, Chris Bell's great, but let's be real, he's no Charlton Heston, okay? And Joe Exton, come on, he's no Yul Brynner. But God, this movie was just, you literally had white folks being Egyptians and pharaohs. Like that, Chris, that really, this movie was so much controversy when it got released. I'm like, oh boy, you guys they're gonna have a field day with this one. And you did have some really like cast members in this too. You had the likes of Sigourney Weaver, John Turturro, Aaron Paul was in this, Ben Mendelsohn, Sir Bankley, Ewan Bremer. You had some really cool cast members, but man, this movie is just, the script is terrible. This movie will keep you asleep. I remember watching this thing in theaters. I'm like, come on, really? The Counselor. Come on, you're better than these films, But yeah, I mean, Willie Scott, like, I could see where he was trying to go. If he was trying to tell, like, an interesting history story, but it just did not pan out all that well. And, yeah, I mean, Turturro, Paul, Weaver, Kingsley, they really had some decent supporting in this, like, Cappy film, but, yeah, I mean, how the heck did Scott was able to get some decent actors like Abel, like Weaver, and something like this? I mean, I can see why he cast Sigourney Weaver because it was a bit of a alien reunion, but still, I mean, this was just a plainly bad Ten Commandments ripoff, And it got released around the hot December, and it actually did this get released on the same day? No, not to make short. Can't remember when like what movies it opened up against, but it was a flop though. It made only 65.0 million. Yeah, that was a winner. I remember watching this thing. There was really anyone in that theater when I first saw this movie. I'm like, yeah, you guys probably did the right choice. But anywho, Emily, have you ever seen the movie the Ridley Scott film Exodus: Gods King? If so, what star are we? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notification. This is Simbu Style.